Hello everyone and welcome to the video and to the channel. My name is Ollie, also known as OPN, which are my initials for anyone that's wondering, and I'm just about to start a new career here as my local side, or what used to be my local side before I moved to Kent, and that is the mighty Cherries, AFC Bournemouth. So let's see how I get on managing this side. So I'm going to start with a Continental Pro license just because I'm managing a Premier League side, so I'll leave it at that. But experience, I'm going to be completely honest, Sunday League footballer is the only playing experience I have, so I want to keep it as realistic as possible in that regard. So I mean, just to give you a bit of background on me, I've been playing Football Manager, or Championship Manager as it was called back in the day, since 97, 98, when I got a demo disc, one of those magazines with the demo, 6 months, and I fell in love with the game and went and got my parents to buy it for me shortly afterwards, and loved that version. And I've purchased every version of Championship Manager or Football Manager ever since then, and on pretty much every version I've had a game where I've managed Bournemouth, as they are the team I support, Vitality Stadium. So first thing hit with Bournemouth, they do have a tiny stadium, so that's definitely something I'll be looking to build another one in over the coming years during this save. Kings Park, that's actually where I play my Sunday League games, in the Kings Park facilities in Bournemouth. And so yeah, let's have a look at the squad. I mean, Bournemouth have got a decent team. Obviously in real life they really struggled this season with, I mean, we're actually in the relegation zone as it currently stands, and who knows how that's going to play out once this lockdown is over. Who knows what's going to happen there, but I mean, we definitely have the players to be able to avoid relegation. Certainly on Football Manager, it's a decent team. I mean, it's kind of, I think mid-table is a realistic expectation for the first season, and then just look to build and build and build from there. I mean, there's a few players out on loan. Harry Arter out on loan. Maybe consider recalling him. I mean, Defoe's already got a transfer agreed to join Rangers. Bournemouth legend Jermaine Defoe. Begovic is out on loan. The youngsters. So yeah, Harry Wilson we've got in the club on loan. Let's have a look. What do they expect? Jeff Mostyn, what does he want? Possession football, attacking football. I'm quite happy with that. Wage budget. Looking for a mid-table finish. So yeah, that's what I was thinking too. So good to see we're in alignment early doors. And yeah, not too ambitious. They basically just want me to become a top half team over the next 4 or 5 years. So I mean, I'd like to think I'll be doing a little bit better perhaps than that, certainly by 2022, around there, out there, but we'll see. I don't want to promise the world and fail to deliver. Okay, let's have a look at the squad. So OPN, I mean, doesn't really look anything like me at all, but I mean, I've tried using the capture, the webcam photos, but that just didn't look human enough to use, so I won't be sticking with that. I'll accept the vision. Quite happy with that. Okay, let's take a quick look at the squad. Obviously, as a Bournemouth fan in real life, I'm familiar with the players. It's been a difficult season in real life, which hopefully I can certainly do a lot better than that in game. But yeah, I mean, it's a decent mid-table squad. I think sort of 12th. I think could be a decent position, and I'll see where the media predict us to finish. Probably a little bit lower than that actually, but I mean, I think 12th seems like something to aim for, a target if you like. Players I'm going to build around, I think Ramsdale, certainly in the first season. I'm not sure how good he can become on this year's game, but he's got potential, good potential there. So I think he'll be the starting goalkeeper in the first season, much like he has been in real life, where he's done all right. He's done okay. And then Obviously, Nathan Ake, probably the best player in the team. So yeah, I like to keep hold of him. Hopefully no one, I mean, he's wanted by Tottenham, but I won't be looking to sell him just simply because I don't think we'll be able to get anyone of his quality to replace him in season 1. And yeah, he'll be partnering either Cook or Chris Metham. Metham, I think, will be the starting centre back certainly by the start of season 2. In the first season, I imagine he'll see a fair amount of game time, although he might be behind Steve Cook initially. Right back, Smith and Stacey can share that role. Left back, we've got Rico. Lloyd Kelly's out for a couple of months, so he'll probably be the backup. Charlie Daniels, potentially I'll look to offload. He's on a 35 grand a week wage. Contract expires end of the season. I'll see if I can maybe sell him, although what a servant he's been for the club. Midfield, Billing, the new signing. We've got Sermon. So there's a few injuries here. I mean, I spoke about Kelly a couple of months, but long term we've got David Brooks. Had a great first season with the club, but he's out for basically this whole season. Gosling's out for 4 to 6 months. I mean, then they're big losses. Then you've got Stanislas, who'll be out for a while. Yeah, 7 to 8, and that new signing, Dutchman Danjuma, he's out as well. So quite a few injury issues. David Brooks being probably the one I'd be most gutted about, simply because of the length of time. You miss a whole season of development, 55 grand a week. But I'm sure hopefully he won't decline too rapidly, and he'll still be a useful player. I can rebuild once he returns to the team. And up top, I mean, really, it's Callum Wilson. I'm not a fan of Solanke in real life. He hasn't delivered on his early promise he had with the England, youth teams. But I mean, I don't think I'll be able to sell him for anything decent at the moment. So I'll give him a chance, see how well he can do in game. Wingers, I do like to play with wingers. We've got Fraser, King can play up top or on the wing. Ibe, one to potentially sell. Centre midfielders, Lewis Cook, looking to build around him. He's got really strong potential. England under-20 World Cup winning captain a couple of years back. I think he's one that I'll look to build the side around to an extent. Lerma and Billing. I mean, maybe I could do another central midfielder as Gosling's out injured for such a long amount of time. I mean, I did think about recalling Harriata. What's he on? Yeah, he is recallable, but I mean, Fulham are paying his full wage and 110 grand income every month. So yeah, he's still got another year after that as well. So I mean, maybe I'll leave him. It depends. I'll have to have a look, see what players I can find are available. But Ibe, potentially one I'd look to sell. He's decent. He's got good dribbling and really quick player, but too inconsistent. Doesn't produce enough. If I can get a decent amount for him, I might look to offload. And potentially Charlie Daniels, as much as it pains me to say it. Harry Wilson will get plenty of game time this year on loan from Liverpool. I'll probably stick him on free kicks as well. So yeah, I mean, not a bad team at all. Squad dynamics, managerial support is looking on the poor side. That's the direct result of a Sunday League footballer suddenly taking over a Premiership, an established Premiership side. Let's take a look at the squad depth, which should underline what I was just talking about. We've got Wilson, Solanke and King. Fraser left. Yeah, Fraser and Stanislas. Brooks is out. So yeah, injury problems are holding us back a little bit on the wings. Midfield, Lerma, Billing. So yeah, which makes Harriata up there with Billing. So I mean, maybe it's worth recalling him, but I'm not sure. And then Ake and Cook to start centre backs. Smith and Stacey rotate right back. And left back, Rico and Kelly. I mean, they're all pretty similar, although Brad Smith's out on loan. And in goal, I mean, it's saying Begovic. I won't be recalling him. He can stay at Milan. And I think Ramsdale will be our starter to begin with. And what you see here is what happens when a team rises up through the leagues really quickly and makes it to the Premiership. I mean, it's been built on a bit. I mean, a lot of this is actually shown above average, but certainly I do like to have these as the top or amongst the top in the league, which isn't that hard to do on FM. Although I've only got one spot vacant so I'll bring in another coach straight away, and recruitment team. Yeah, a load of scouts are required because I mean their scouting team is an absolute joke. Let's have a look. Who have we got? So here's our chief scout. 10 and 11 for judging player ability and potential. So yeah, certainly room for improvement in the scouting department and the staff overall, really. That's one big thing I'll be looking to improve. That'll be one of the first things I do, actually. Transfers, just Defoe, as I say, going out to join Rangers. They're there on loan anyway, so I'm not going to see him. In fact, I think I'm still paying him. Yeah, still paying him nearly 40 grand a week to play for Rangers. So you're welcome, Stevie G. Club info. Yeah, the rich history of Bournemouth. And yeah, not so much. Club vision we've looked at. Finances. I mean, we're in the positive. 7.5 million in the bank. And we're well under our wage budget as well. So decent. Okay, so you'll see I've skipped ahead quite a bit here. And Ryan Fraser, his contract is up at the end of the season, as it is in real life. So I'm going to offer him a new one, but the key thing I'm going to do is I've changed the contract start date to end of season, because he's going to want a pay rise to stay at the club, and I can make it so he agrees the deal now, but he doesn't actually receive the new improved wage until the end of the season. So it's a win-win. Okay, so 27th of July, it's squad number day, which seems like as good a day as any to have a look at how things are going. So yeah, so look at the transfers. That's always the most interesting part, really, in this first season. So I've brought in Luis Muntiano. Basically what I've done is I've just brought in young prospects that will either develop into good players for the club, or I'll be able to make a tidy profit on selling in years to come, depending on how they progress in this particular save. So Luis Muntiano, Romanian, waiting for 600k. Luke Daly, I brought in since loaned out. Nothing to write home about, but could develop. And then a little bit more exciting, Devin Wrench, the Dutch centre back. Looks really promising, but I think I'm going to retrain him as more a defensive midfielder just because of his height. He's on the short side, jump and reach 10. I mean, I just can't see him being a top quality centre back at that height. So, but definitely good potential and can be perhaps a really good defensive midfielder instead. And speaking of defensive midfielders, there's Nohan Kene from Leeds United. Brought him in, and he's got really good potential in that midfield. I may even give him some game time this season, because depending on how if we get an injury, we're a bit thin in the centre of the park at the moment, unless I decide to bring someone in last minute. So he might even get the odd appearance this year. Nicolo Armini, Italian centre back, brought in from Lazio, and again he's got high determination. Hopefully he can progress into a good centre back. He's certainly taller than Devin, although jumping reach isn't great, but he's got big potential to be a starting centre back, probably the best potential of the signings. Alongside this man, I had to pay him. What did I pay him? Yeah, he's got 25 grand a week wage. It's literally just turned 17 a couple of days ago and started that wage. He came in really cheap, like 56k, and I think it could only go to a maximum of 100 and something k. But the reason I gave him such a high wage was because I think Man City were also interested, so I had to pay him a little bit more to ward off their interest. But yeah, that's it for signing. For sales, only one major one, and that's Jordan Ibe, who went for 13.25 million, which I thought was a good price. I mean, it's slightly less than what Bournemouth actually paid for him when they bought him from Liverpool, when Eddie Howe got mugged a little bit there. But I mean, at the time, he was thought of as a really high potential player. I mean, my scouts like him. Maybe I should buy him back. No, but yeah, I mean, I think that's a good deal, although the board don't like it, but we'll see. And this one was accepted. I mean, I didn't accept this deal. It was accepted for me. I could have cancelled it, but I took a look at him and thought, he's Carl Taylor. He's the sort of player that isn't going to really pull up any trees and get into my team. And he just ended up leaving on a free transfer anyway, so I may as well get whatever money I can for him, which wasn't much, but meh, I'm not too fussed about that one. And I've loaned Kilkenny out to our affiliate, and Weymouth. So I mean, just for club info, I mean, you'll see I have brought in a new affiliate, Incheon, in the K League Korea, just to increase our brand. And then most of the changes happen in the staff. If you compare this to what it was before the start of the game, so we're now looking a lot better in these averages. Added a couple more coaches and filled that out. We still need to bring in one more just to fill that out. And I've just added a request for more scouts, so I can bring in a couple more scouts as well. I haven't brought in a director of football. I mean, I probably will do at some point, but I mean, I'm not a massive fan of them. They do what they do, whatever. It just seems like a bit of a drain on the wage budget, which, I mean, finances wise, we're up to 14.2 million, so we've made money, but I mean, the thing to consider here is that most of that will be from the sale of Jordan Ibe. So I was going to show this game on camera actually when I saw that we'd been selected to play in the All-Star game against the MLS All-Stars, but then I found out that they weren't real, that the players that played in the game weren't real players, which kind of takes a bit of the magic away, I think, because I mean, yeah, they're nobodies. So the 2-0 win that we got was actually a pretty poor result, I suppose, but it's kind of a shame. I'd like to see the actual team of All-Stars and play them. I mean, I took it easy, but everyone gets a medal. So first trophy of the season. Took a while. Took a while to get the first trophy of the season, but we did it. And yeah, we had pre-season odds of 7-2 to win this trophy. No idea how that was calculated. Southgate was watching them, but yeah, the trophy is just reward for all the hard work I've done, and I completely agree. In my few weeks at the team, at the club. Okay, well, first trophy at the Save. We're off to a flyer. 2-0 in the All-Star game. In fact, let's just have a quick look at the goals. No, one was a penalty, and the other okay, quick transfer update again. So we brought in Marin, transfer listed for 1.5 million, which was just too cheap to turn down. I've loaned him out to QPR for game time, but for that price it's an absolute steal, and he could be a player for the future. And then I was worried about the lack of depth in centre midfield, so I fixed it with probably the biggest name signing of the window, Nemanja Matic from Manchester United. He's not the quickest, never has been really, but he can certainly do a job for the season in central midfield to rotate. So I've now got obviously Cook, Lerma, Billing and Matic as sort of first choice to rotate those four around the 3 spots. And then we've got Gosling, who will return from injury, and perhaps Noah and Kenny can get a game here and there. But really pleased with that, because I'm only paying, he's got a massive wage at United, We're paying 48,000, 40% or so of it, and United are paying the other 72. So he can play for Bournemouth. So cheers, guys. And Thiago Almada, a bit of an obvious one. I mean, I wasn't going to sign him, and then my scouts recommended him to me, and I just saw that how cheap they thought I could get him for, and I managed to snap him up for 3.8 million in the end. He's on a pretty big wage, sort of 42.5, and he wanted to be a star player, but I mean, he will play most games, so I mean, it's fine. He's going to grow and develop into a world-class player. So now it's finally time. Successful pre-season, certainly in terms of staff overhaul and youth setup, youth players coming through, and now it's time for the opening game. It's a nice easy one, Manchester United, and we are at home, so we do have a chance of picking something up. I'm going to stick with the same system that we played throughout pre-season, and yeah, pretty much the same lineup, the sort of full strength lineup we've got there. So Armada's on the bench, and maybe we can switch it up if we need him to come on, but he's just arrived with the squad, not played with them yet, so he can start on the bench. But yeah, let's go back to all the other starters. Yeah, we've got United, Tottenham away and Leicester away, Man City at home. We've got a really tough start to the season. We could be probably bottom of the league after the first 5 games or so, and then we've got the derby at Southampton, home to Southampton. So massively difficult start to the season. So we kind of need to pick up at least a point in our home games. So let's get into it. The Premier League, that's our bread and butter, the league games. We're going to start Thiago Almada on the bench. So we're going to go with Ramsdale in goal, Smith, Cook, Ake, Rico across the back 4, Lerma, Lewis Cook and Billing in midfield, Harry Wilson and Fraser on the wings, and Super Callum Wilson hoping to bag the goals up top. And Almada will start from the bench, and what do you look at that? Number 10, thanks to Mr. Ibe, that number's available, so he can have his preferred squad number. He starts on the bench today, but he's certainly going to be a key player for us over the next few years, really, if we can keep him at the club. I expect him to develop into a top quality player. I want to get into it. Focus on the team. Alright, here we go. This is what it's all led to. This is the first game of the season, and Manchester United just got a full strength squad out. As you can see there, it's time to demand more early on, but I think we've started the brighter of the two sides. Let's see what we can produce. And I'm happy with the lineup. Obviously Matic unavailable for this one, as he's on loan from United, but I think he'll be a key player, and I was a little bit worried about that central midfield area, but with his experience and winning pedigree, United are going to break. So I do play on the 2D. Just pause a minute as Martial just dances through everyone. Ramsdale. I think this is actually technically Ramsdale's debut, as it was at the start of the season in real life. So good save there to start his Bournemouth career. But United all over us now. Let's demand a bit more from the lads. Eddie Howe's Barmy Army no more. OPN's Barmy Army. And Wilson head straight at De Gea. That was a good chance. And that's the kind of chance that I want players to start taking, really, if we're going to have a successful season. Clear headers. Oh, hang on. Speaking of chances we need to take. Wilson! Super Callum Wilson has taken it. Ryan Fraser with the assist. And the Premier League season is underway. Great first time ball. He spotted the run as he intercepted that pass, and Callum did the rest. And that's exactly the sort of start we wanted. Exactly the sort of start we needed. So yeah, I do play with in the 2D match view. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of the 3D. I mean, I do sometimes switch it up and maybe go 3D for the goal replays, but 2D overall. And it's been a fairly even first half. Shots wise, we've shaded the possession, but not much in it. And the lads are delighted now. Let's see how. Let's just send them straight back out there. United come on the attack. It's time to demand more again, I think. OPN wants more from his team. That I do, but they're giving me just enough for 3 points. That's the name of the game. Callum Wilson's goal. Every time Harry Wilson's not having the best game, so let's bring Thiago Almada on for his debut, the number 10, the Argentine youngster. What can he show? United look for an equaliser. Fraser's going to get to that with his pace. Go on. Oh, it's behind Wilson, but can he? Oh, I thought he could throw it through to Almada for a second then. And now look, United go again. Means there's a bit of a back and forth highlight here. Here's Ahmad got. Oh, could it be Wilson? Yes. Almada gets the assist. He could have had the goal, but we'll take that all day long. He nipped in ahead of Luke Shaw. De Gea denied him, but there was no stopping Callum Wilson grabbing his second of the season. Oh, this is cheeky to demand more. We're 2-0 up against United, but Almada, what can he do? He's already got an assist to his name. He's already produced something off the bench. Maybe I should go more cautious. See how this highlight plays out. How did that not get intercepted there? Martial. He's pulled it back. Bruno Fernandes with the assist. No, not watching that again. Come on. Let's hang on. It's going to be time for another sub. Who's not performing? Cook's on a yellow. Billings not having a great game. Sermon. Can we play that role? Yeah, let's leave him in that role. And maybe another sub. I mean, it's getting tense here. Fraser. He's not got the best rating, but on the highlights, he looked like he's had a good game. I'm going to bring Josh King on for the simple fact that he's a former United player. And we all know that FM loves a former player returning to haunt his previous employers. I mean, it was a while back he was at United. Now, though, he was linked with a return move there, wasn't he, in real life? Already frequently wasting time. Not too much to change there. Let's see if we can hold on. Come on. Or even extend our lead. I'll take that. Sermon, yeah, does his job. And picks out Thiago. He's looked promising, hasn't he? And he's... should have had an assist again there. And a hat-trick for Callum Wilson. But didn't quite. Maybe worth a shout here. Concentrate. And they're all overwhelmed. They've done more damage than it was worth. But are we going to hold on? It looks like we are. And we have. The Cherries have won. We defeated Manchester United on the opening day by 2-1. And I mean, it was a fairly even game. We probably just about edged it, you know. I think we were good value for that. And the players are delighted. The manager's delighted. And AFC Bournemouth, ease past United, it says there. I wouldn't quite go that far, but the 3 points are what matters. So just like that, we've come to the end of the first episode, and let's have just a quick update on the staff. Look at that. Defensively, defensive and attacking, we've got the best average coaching staff in the Premiership now. We're up there on most of the metrics there. mean, the scouting department could still use a little bit of help. I've still got a couple of spaces to bring in a couple of more scouts. But, I mean, that schedule is a killer though, isn't it? So next we've got Tottenham away, Leicester away, then the Cup second round, City at home, Everton away, and then the derby at Southampton. I think we'll come back for that one. So, I mean, your guess is as good as mine as to how many points we'll get from Tottenham, Leicester, Man City and Everton. I mean, luckily we've got those 3 points in the first game, which with that schedule was crucial. I'd like to win. I mean, I think 4 points from those games would be great. Play that and I'll come back for the big game, the derby at home to the Saints. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Cheers guys.